So if you are someone who is currently appearing for 12th, or if you have just recently cleared grade 12, I know what you are going through. It is something that we all go through, which is a lot of confusion. So we here at Zell have come up with a whole series for all of you, and in this series we are going to make several YouTube videos where we will talk about different courses, how you can approach these courses, and what the potential career opportunities for all of you might be. But before we even talk about courses and career opportunities, I think at this junction in your life, it is important for you to understand how to choose the right course and how to look beyond the next 2-3 years and think a little long term. It will benefit you. So if you want to get notifications from us every time we upload a new video in this series, make sure you subscribe to our channel. With that being said, I'm Rushil. I've worked in the product team with Zell for the last 3 years, wherein we've trained more than 10,000 students who have gone on to have successful careers in the world of finance. Now, how do you start, right? I'm sure it can seem very confusing at times, but the simplest advice that I can give you is to talk to people. Talk to people around you. It could be your parents, it could be your relatives, it could be your friends. So that is step one, to talk to people. Now, what types of people should you talk to is an important question for you when you're researching your next move. So I will describe 4 types of people that you should consider talking to before you pick up a qualification. The first type of person is someone in and around your age group who is considering picking a similar qualification. Now, this could be a friend, this could be a relative, it could be anyone. As long as they're slightly more researched than you, I think you should talk to them because it will give you a better insight from someone who's in a similar age bracket to you. Person number 2 that you can talk to is someone who is actively working in the role that you wish to work. For example, when I had just cleared my grade 12, I wanted to work in the finance industry, although I was not very sure about which specific role in finance. So I had an uncle, or rather I have an uncle who is working in finance and he is a director in a certain company. So I called him and I asked him about the various roles in finance, what they entail, what the work is and how you can get there. So again, step number 2, talk to someone who's currently working. Step number 3, talk to any HR manager or any HR personnel in any company in which you wish to work. Now, this will require you to build a LinkedIn account, reach out to some people and just say that you seek their guidance. And most people, you will be surprised to find out actually how many people are willing to guide you. So if you can get 5-10 minutes of their time, ask them the questions of what do you look for a candidate when you hire them? What skills should I have to get this role? And they will guide you. The fourth and the final type of person that you should talk to, and this might be a little difficult, is someone who holds a senior position in the role for which you are aspiring. For example, if you want to work in consulting, consider reaching out to someone who's a manager or a senior manager position in that particular role and ask them certain questions. How did you go about with your journey? How long did it take you? What are some skill sets that you picked along the way? What does your role entail? Now, when you do research in this form, which is talking to 4 different types of people, you have gained perspective from 4 different levels of hierarchy, if you think of it that way, and it allows you to make a more well-rounded decision, right? So that's my point number 1. Point number 2, you should actively research the courses. When I talk about actively researching a course, I am not talking about only looking at YouTube videos or reading Google articles. What I mean by this is, let's say that you want to pursue a course like ACCA, for example. You visit the ACCA global website and the syllabus for the ACCA subjects is openly available to you. While you might not be able to understand 100% of what it means, it's at least good to know what you're getting into, before you make your decision. So that would be my advice number 2. My advice number 3 for how you make a decision is honestly jump into it. And what I mean by that is, let's say right now you're telling someone that I want to work in finance. And then a few years later, you find out that, okay, maybe I'm not so good at finance and I want to move to operations now. That move is always possible a few years later. So honestly, as long as you are well researched, as long as at this point in time you are convinced about what you want to do, you should jump into what you aspire to be. With that being said, in almost any domain, education is necessary. Whether it be our finance domain, whether it is your engineering, medical, you absolutely need education to get into any of these coveted roles that you are hoping for. So with that being said, I hope this short video will at least give you a structure for how to think. Stay tuned for our next set of videos where we will talk about each course in detail, what they entail, and maybe it will help you decide much better. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe. Stay tuned to this channel for more upcoming videos. And guys, of course, we'll be coming up with even more videos in this series. We'll cover a lot of different courses. So for that, make sure you're staying tuned.